All right, what's good, guys? We're gonna run a trade recap. It's actually the only XFA trade I've taken all week, other than going for winning days. And then tomorrow is Juneteenth, so I'm not gonna trade because of the bank holiday. So looks like we're wrapping it up for the week, but great way to end the week with this trade. This is the trade I took. I copy traded this across 10 accounts. I made just over 7K. Here's the P&L on Top Step. But let's get right into the trade because I think there was definitely mixed biases today. I think it was pretty clear at open what price wanted to do, but then pre-market took out some draws. So I want to go over today. I know it's kind of a mixed bias. I did try some eval longs as well that got stopped at break even. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but is what it is. Let's go to the higher time frame first of all. I'm actually just going to clear all this up. But yeah, I took two eval trades and both of them edged my TP. They hit on like five of the accounts. I was targeting. I was on 10 accounts. Five of them didn't hit, which is fucking bullshit. But it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Got break even on both tries. So going into today, what I wanted to see is not my fucking is not that. Wait. All right, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Okay. So originally, what I wanted to see is we had really good low resistance. I mean, look at that. Look at that low resistance liquidity. Very, very nice. I wanted to see that be the target. Unfortunately, pre-market came up and we took all of that shit out right off the bat, which was really annoying. I mean, you can see clear. I mean, it was clear as day what price wanted to do. We came down. We V-shaped recovery off of new week opening gap. No reason for price to want to go lower. We have all this low resistance. I mean, it is clear as day what price wanted to do. Unfortunately, I was not on the chart set early. I rarely ever trade pre-market, and I wasn't able to catch that. So I was like, all right, I really don't want to see lower prices today. I don't see any reason for price to go lower. What could I possibly target that's higher? So I look at the hourly time frame, and I see that we have a 1 hour fair value gap right here. So now I'm like, all right, here's the problem. We just swept out all this low resistance, but it doesn't make any sense for price to go lower. So what could I possibly see the market do? And my thought process was, I do want to see some sort of sweep at this high. I want to see price push lower, but I want that to be the morning manipulation to then push price higher and we start trending towards all-time highs, which is, I think, a little bit more to the left, but oh well. Now, what I noticed that I saw a lot of people didn't notice is we had an SMT with ES. It was at, what was it? This low right here, okay? This is where I saw a lot of people got fucked. So we had this SMT here, which pretty much means for me, I do not target SMT lows. So if we SMT it in the same session, in the same day, I'm not allowed to target that low. If we SMT it like days before or something, then it's a little bit different. But in this case, I can't target. This is off the table now for me. I can't target this low. Even though on the 1 hour time frame, these are really the only lows we can target, I can't target it because it's already been taken. So what do I'm just looking for morning manipulation to the downside. So price opens up. We'll go on the 5-minute time frame. And you could have taken this for sure. I think this was valid. You could have taken a short, something that looked like clearly sweeping. Price retraces up, hits the 1 minute fair value gap, fails to displace higher. We inverse this 1 minute. Something like this would have been completely, if you wanted to target internal liquidity, something like that was completely fine. Now, here's where I see a lot of people got fucked. Price formed a 5-minute fair value gap. We retrace into that 5-minute fair value gap. And then this is the short right here. I mean, this was, if you're just looking at the 1 minute time frame, this is a textbook short right here. Absolutely textbook. You enter right here, stop. You could have somewhere up here, target being this low. That's great. That's great. The problem is you are targeting an SMT low, and a higher time frame is very, very bullish. So yes, this looks good on the lower time frame, but everything else is completely against that. I knew that going into today. I knew I wasn't going to take shorts no matter what. And I was like, you know what? If I don't get an opportunity for longs, I will hop off and I will enjoy the 3-day weekend. But I knew for a fact I was not targeting shorts. So I actually entered maybe a little bit prematurely on longs, because what I saw is that price came down. We were respecting, I think we closed below it, but yeah, we still had this 15-minute gap right here. So I see this. We do close below it, but then we immediately come back higher and respect it. So I kind of had mixed opinions on that. But I see we have this 15-minute gap. This low should be protected right here. I don't expect price to run this low. It has no reason to. I wanted to see everybody else get fucked in the morning trying to short, and I wanted to ride the wave higher because I do want to see a move back up to all-time highs on the higher time frame. So I entered roughly right here. I wanted a pretty good early entry on this. I entered here, and my take profit was initially this 1 hour fair value gap, and I have my stop at the pivot low here. Very good risk to reward. In my opinion, the bias was very clear. Even though we swept it out, the way I looked at this was price did its job sweeping all this low resistance. It did its job. We went lower. The protected low is going to stay intact, and then we're going to move higher. Now, I almost got fucked on this trade. When I saw this 5-minute hold like this, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit like, oh shit, are we going to dump for whatever reason? Price came down, almost stops me out, and then here is where I'm very confident in the trade. You could have entered this two different. You could have entered where I entered, maybe on this candle close. I entered a little bit earlier, or you could have entered this was absolutely fine too. Doing something like this, targeting the 1 hour gap, that was totally fine. So I think either entry was fine. I think this entry definitely has more confirmation, but I'll keep my trade marked out. And I just want to see this run. When this happened, I moved my stop up to this pivot low. I was very confident in this trade at this point. And then my break-even point, by the way, it was this high right here. And so, all right. Now, I manually closed this position. I closed early on this because of, there was a few different reasons. First of all, I didn't like the volume, okay? I wanted to see this kind of just go straight up. I didn't want to see all these retraces and whatnot. I really just wanted to see price pump. And at the same time, my break-even point is not very far from my take profit. And I'm not going to lie, part of this, it was just discretion. When I saw this candle close above here, I wanted to see a shoot to that 1 hour gap. And immediately when I saw price not shoot to the 1 hour gap, I just closed the position. I was up at this point with my stop moved. The R was still really good for me. This was a 1 to 1.5. I just closed. But the whole reason why I'm taking this entry is simply because I am super confident in the fact that price doesn't want to go lower. I know so many people took this short out of this 5-minute, but you have to look at the overall context. You have to look at the fact that price is very bullish higher time frame. The draw you're targeting is SMT'd. This kind of chop right here is telling me that price is forming a base to then go higher rather than we want to continue lower, okay? So if you took a loss on shorts today, go into your journal. Make sure you take the higher time frame into account. Make sure you're looking at the higher time frame. What does price want to do? Where does it make sense for price to go? At this point, with this low SMT'd right here, we V-shape out a new week opening gap. Does it make sense for price to go lower? Not really. There's no real reason for price to go lower. Does it make sense for price to go higher? Yes, it does, because I think this is the climb back to all-time highs. Clear V-shape out a new week opening gap. There's just not a big reason for price to go lower. But that is all I have for today. If you guys want to join my community and learn to trade from me, I have all the links for that in the description of this video. If you have any questions about anything, my Instagram will also be linked below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.